Welcome to Our Communiversity Today, a community affairs program from West Virginia University Institute of Technology in Beckley, hosted by Dr. T. Ramon Stewart, president of West Virginia University Institute of Technology, working to make a difference in Southern West Virginia. Guest opinions expressed on this program may not represent the opinions of West Virginia University Institute of Technology or Southern Communications. And now with today's program, here's Dr. Stewart.
Welcome to Our Communiversity Today. I'm Dr. Ramon Stewart, president of WVU Tech here in Beckley. And I'm thankful that you chose to be with us today as we explore Our Communiversity, which simply means the community is the university and the university is the community. And when I think about that, I think about some of my time throughout my career. And one of the places I spent 6 or 7 years was in the state of Georgia. And Georgia is kind of neat. They'll tell you they only fly Delta. They only drink Coca-Cola. And last but certainly not least, they only eat Chick-Fil-A. And I think when you look at that, and I look at Chick-Fil-A, and when I was the president of the university down in Georgia, my office was only about 5 or 6 miles away from the original Chick-fil-A, where Truett Cathy came together and wanted to provide high quality food for his customers. Well, one of the things is, as I would go throughout Georgia, I would run into his son, Dan Cathy. And everywhere I would go, every time I would see him, Dan Cathy would always be there with a smile, and he would always say, "My pleasure." And I think that concept of saying my pleasure and working with the community to build it, to be better and do better is something that's synonymous with Chick-fil-A. And today we're going to look at somebody special, somebody who has joined us as the new owner-operator of the Beckley Galleria Chick-fil-A located on Eisenhower Drive here in Beckley, none other than Kelsey Delgado, who will join us to talk about her commitment to this community, her commitment to Southern West Virginia, and just in general, her commitment to each one of you. And as always, on Our Communiversity Today, our goal is to ask and answer 2 questions. Why not us? And why not now? So right after this break, we'll be back with more Our Communiversity Today on News Talk WWNR.
Need a change and ready to transfer? WVU Tech offers the best return on your college investment in West Virginia, and we make it easy to apply and transfer your existing credits. We've got top-ranked, affordable engineering programs, 4-year degrees in science, business, and nursing, plus financial aid and student support services. WVU Tech could be just the place for you. Find out more information at wvutech.edu/admissions today.
Now back to the program.
Welcome back to Our Communiversity Today. Again, we're visiting with Kelsey Delgado, the new owner-operator of the Beckley Galleria Chick-fil-A here in Beckley, West Virginia, located on Eisenhower Road, to discuss her new role and responsibility. So, Kelsey, how are you today?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for just inviting me here today to chat with you and to just be able to share a little bit more about my heart, my commitment to this community. It's really an honor to be here with you today.
Well, you know, Kelsey, I've known you for a short amount of time. You took over on May 1st, and you talk about your heart. One of the things I can say in my interactions with you is you appear to lead with your heart. Where did that come from?
Absolutely. I mean, I think as I've grown through just my leadership journey, there's such a strong commitment to my why. Why do I choose to lead? Why do I choose to serve? And it's really for the opportunity for impact that you can have on the lives of others. And that's what leadership means to me. It really comes from the foundation of servant leadership and being able to lead through your why, through your heart, through your hands. And that's what inspires me day in, day out, both at Chick-fil-A and in that capacity, as well as just having an impact on the people around me in my community. So I think it's just developed over time through my journey as a leader.
Yeah, you know, I think service is so important in leadership. And I think it was a lady by the name of Shirley Chisholm that reminds us that service is the price we pay for the space that we occupy on this earth. And so, with a servant mindset or whatever, but you don't just move into servant leadership. I know you're a West Virginia gal, not necessarily a Southern West Virginia gal, but tell us a little bit about, growing up and where you're from and how that helped build that servant mindset.
Absolutely. So, yes, born and raised in West Virginia, Jefferson County, West Virginia is where I'm from, and my family still resides there. Growing up, I would say service was very much so just ingrained into my upbringing, into the value set that my parents instilled in me. My mom was a preschool teacher. We were very involved in our church community, our 4-H community. And I think that just really ingrains that value of serving others, and that we are here to be able to use our heart, use our hands to make a difference in the lives of our community. Moving forward, when I went to college, university, I actually studied engineering. And something that I was inspired and passionate about with engineering was the opportunity to make an impact on communities. I was pursuing transportation engineering, specifically urban planning. And what inspired me about that is how infrastructure in a community can truly bring people together, or it can tear communities apart. And it was very much so focused on the people and why I wanted to pursue that profession. And then I would say the area that I really just grew and learned about what service to others means is when I moved to Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and did 2 years of AmeriCorps service, working in a middle school, working in an education nonprofit, and just really learning and honing in on this idea of service to a cause greater than self. I think a quote that we all know and love is that we can all be great because we can all serve. And I think that just stood with me in my personal journey through leadership, personal journey through service, and it's something that I'm committed to even in my current role now as a Chick-fil-A owner-operator.
Yeah, and it's wonderful to hear how you've been prepared for this role, and it's kind of unique. You and I have a similarity. You also studied engineering. I'm a computer engineer, but most people say, well, you don't function like an engineer. And I remind people that the things that they teach us in engineering, I think, are applicable and transferable to everything that you do. And I'm proud to be the president of a top 100 engineering school in all of the nation. But I believe our training as engineers teaches us how to prevent challenges from becoming problems. Has that been your experience?
Absolutely. I can remember sitting with one of my mentors in the engineering program when I was making the decision to move to Louisiana and to join AmeriCorps. And I thought he was going to be so disappointed in me because he had spent the last 4 years investing in me and helping me develop and get some really great exposure and opportunities within the engineering field. And his name's Dr. Gibson, and he sat me down and he said, Kelsey, whatever it is that you do in life, you will always be an engineer. You will always be solving problems. You will always be striving to make the world better. And the world needs that, so don't lose that. And so I've really taken that mentorship and advice that Dr. Gibson gave me and strive to implement that into everything that I do. So yes, I may not be a traditional engineer in the sense of what we think about from engineers, but we are solving problems every day and working together to make the world a better place.
I love it, and I think, one of the things that we do is engineer success. And it was Vince Lombardi that, reminded us that the only time that success occurs before work is in the dictionary. And so you've been working pretty hard, Kelsey. Tell me about your journey, the work that you had to do to get here to become an owner-operator of Chick-fil-A at Beckley, Galleria.
Absolutely. So I always tell people I kind of started with Chick-fil-A by chance. It was when I was living in Louisiana, and to be honest, I had just gotten my fundamentals of engineering certification. I was ready to go ahead and apply for a job in the engineering field, and I knew that I wanted to move, and Atlanta was an area that I thought I wanted to move towards. So started applying for some jobs in engineering, realized I needed to make a little extra money on the side to save up to move, and started working at Chick-fil-A part-time as a team member in the evenings after I would work my job at the education nonprofit by day. Really what led me to Chick-fil-A, as ironic as it sounds, was COVID. COVID happened. All the jobs I was applying for in engineering were not hiring anymore. And I was just really at a crossroads where I wasn't sure where I was being led to serve, what path my life was going to follow. And I sat down and talked to my operator in Louisiana, and he just said, have you ever considered Chick-fil-A? I could see you being an operator. I could see you having a great impact on people and on your community. And I had never considered Chick-fil-A. I had never considered working in the quick service restaurant industry, but his words had great impact on me. And so I really started to consider, what could that look like? Could Chick-fil-A be the vessel that would allow me to leverage my critical thinking mindset and leverage my heart for people in the community. Is this actually the space that I'm able to do both of those things? So moved to Atlanta, Georgia, started working for an operator there as a team member. After a year and a half working with him and learning the business, I went on to join Chick-fil-A's leadership development program and traveled 3 years with Chick-fil-A Inc., helping to grand open new restaurants, helping to lead restaurants under corporate ownership. And that experience, it was challenging, it was tough. It really helped me develop my leadership and better understand just the business acumen, restaurant acumen. And all of that has led me to now this opportunity that I was able to apply for last year, was selected November 2024, and then had the opportunity to take ownership of on May 1st. So it's been a long journey. It's been a challenging journey, but it's been so rewarding, and every day is a blessing. Every day is a new challenge, new opportunity, new adventure, and it's just such an honor to be able to not only serve the community through our delicious product, through our genuine hospitality that we provide in the restaurant, but to also help to serve and develop the young people that work in the restaurant every day. They are more than just team members. They are more than just somebody who is, serving our product or delivering that hospitality. They are young people. They are people from all different walks of life with dreams, aspirations, and the fact that Chick-fil-A can be a place that they can learn, they can grow, they can develop so that they can prepare themselves for whatever their future brings. It's a great honor and a great responsibility to be able to create that culture within the restaurant. We talk about engineering and engineering for success. I think about that with our culture in the restaurant. It's a culture by design. It doesn't just happen organically. People think, oh, it's just Chick-fil-A. That's just the way it is. We have to work at our culture every single day and ensure that we're showing up with extreme humility, integrity, excellence day in, day out to create the culture that we want to share with the community and share with our team members.
Yeah, it's funny. You talk about culture, and in my journey in higher education, I met this consultant one time from Florida, and he reminded us that culture eats strategy for breakfast. You can be the most strategic person and everything, but if you do not change the culture, because water conforms to its container. And so I love that you're focused on the culture. And I love your journey to Chick-fil-A. You think about COVID, and we just graduated 2 weeks ago, our COVID class. Mm-hmm. It was only 4 years ago. And to think that you've been able to go in 4 short years and transition from kind of trying to find your way to actually being an owner operator of Chick-fil-A, that's phenomenal. And it's funny, I have, when I was in graduate school getting my doctorate at Ohio University, one of my faculty members and fraternity brother of mine, Kent J. Smith, he taught me and then went to be the president of a university out in Oklahoma. Well, he retired from being the president a couple years ago, and now he's an owner operator of Chick-fil-A. So maybe one day I'll get me a restaurant. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, I thank you for joining us on Our Communiversity Today. Again, in studio, we have our guest, Kelsey Delgado, the owner operator of the Beckley Galleria Chick-fil-A on Eisenhower Drive. We're going to take a quick break real quick, and I ask you to stay tuned to News Talk WWNR for more Our Communiversity Today.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful. Hi, this is Patayo.
And this is Elsa.
And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. I really like the marinated chicken breast because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. It's highlighting the flavors in the chicken. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials. WVU Tech's Regents Bachelor of Arts degree is crafted for adult learners like you. Flexible, affordable, and tailored to your goals. You can even earn credit for work and life experience, giving you a jump on completing your degree. Whether you're finishing a degree you started or shifting to a new career, WVU Tech provides the resources and support you need to make it a reality. Take the next step at wvutech.edu/admissions today.
With more Communiversity Today, here's Dr. Stewart.
I want to welcome you back to Our Communiversity Today. Again, in studio is Kelsey Delgado, the new owner-operator of the Beckley Galleria Chick-fil-A, located on Eisenhower Drive in Beckley, West Virginia. And so, it was great learning about you in the first segment and the commonalities, your work ethic, your commitment to success, your engineering foundation and background. And so now that you got what you want, you got to ask, do you want what you have? And so, as I sit and I look and I look, and you talked about your heart and you talked about your passion and everything. And as I look right now and I see a smile that's not forced upon you, but a smile that appears to emanate from your heart. And so I think that is such a great thing when you love what you're doing. But you've been here, we're coming up on 21, 22 days. How do you feel? What do you see? What has you up at night and just inspires you to smile, but most importantly, put smile on other people's faces too?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel so humbled right now. I feel so excited. I feel so encouraged to just reimagine the future of what Chick-fil-A and Beckley, West Virginia, what that partnership can look like. One of my favorite kind of folk tales, I guess you could say, it's called The Cathedral Builder. And it's just this story. It's real simple of, a traveler walking by and he sees people laying down bricks or carrying bricks in their wheelbarrows. And he asks them, what are you doing? And the first person's like, oh, I'm just pushing bricks. The second person, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just laying bricks, building a wall. The third person, what are you doing? And they share, oh, like I'm building a cathedral. And so that's really the foundation of my vision and my mission for the team at Chick-fil-A Beckley Galleria. The LLC is called Build Hospitality, and Build spells out our organizational values, but also just reinforces that idea. We're not just selling chicken. We're not just sharing smiles. We're not just employing young people in the community. We are here to build a cathedral, and that cathedral is a strong partnership with our community. That cathedral is a safe space for our community to be able to come and feel valued, feel honored, feel respected. And that happens brick by brick, laying those bricks with care, laying those bricks with excellence. That's how we are going to be able to build the future that we aspire to have at Chick-fil-A Beckley Galleria. And that's what keeps me up at night, excited and fired up and ready for the future and ready to see how this journey will take us and how we can continue to grow and build the cathedral with the gifts and the strengths and the resources that we have been granted. It's our responsibility to steward those and build something even greater than what it is right now.
Yeah, I love you mentioned humble and that humility. And, I'm a firm believer that to whom much is given, much is expected. And so that humility, I think, drives us. But you sound humble but hungry, that hunger. So what are some ideas that you're hungry to bring forward to do here to help not only manifest some of the things you've seen, but also envision some of the things that can be?
Absolutely. I mean, I would love to even just share about the conversation we had last week about what the future, just kind of how we can reimagine, recommit, and reinvest in what the partnership between West Virginia Tech and Chick-fil-A Beckley Galleria can look like in the future. And that fires me up. I think we have some exciting things kind of on the docket in front of us. I want to see Chick-fil-A present. If West Virginia Tech is there, Chick-fil-A Beckley Galleria is right there with them. And we want to be present, whether it's the athletic events, whether it's, the engineering school, whether it's admissions, whether it's prospective students, current students. We want the students to know we, Chick-fil-A, are here in the community. We're present. We can be a resource, whether it be a great meal, whether it be an employment opportunity, or whether it just be the culture and the excitement that you get when you see the Chick-fil-A cow on campus. I would say this partnership is something I'm most looking forward to, and I'm just excited when we see West Virginia Tech, we see Chick-fil-A right there with them, and I think that will be very powerful for our community.
And speaking of humbled, to sit down with you and talk with you and hear your excitement and enthusiasm to work. I mean, again, if you look at the concept of Communiversity, Chick-fil-A has been doing it. They throughout the nation building up the community and stuff. But, you talked about the presence and it's crazy having conversations with you. I got all of these little sayings and poems and stuff that run through my mind or whatever. But I was always reminded that your presence is a present to the people that you serve. And so, I love the fact that you want to work with WVU Tech and to do the different things, but your presence is needed in Southern West Virginia. How are you going to go out and make your presence known?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it starts within the four walls of my restaurant, right? And I think making sure that, number one, does my team feel cared for? Do my guests dining in the restaurant with us feel cared for? That's the operator model that Truett Cathy has created specifically for Chick-fil-A. And I think that that's where it starts. If the presence isn't strong and if the team doesn't feel cared for locally within our four walls, then I'm not going to be able to expand that care and expand that presence beyond my four walls. And so that's where I want to start right now. That's where my focus is right now. How can I show that care and that presence locally in the restaurant, and then be able to leverage those relationships, be able to leverage my team members, be able to leverage the other organizations and businesses within the Beckley community to then be able to spread my impact and spread my presence beyond the four walls of our restaurant. But I think it starts doing the small things with care. If you can do those small things excellently, you can do the large things with excellence and grace as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. Faithful over a little, make you ruler over a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just so excited again as I see the smile on your face and I think about this. But, this is not just you. This is a family affair. And so, you got a partner in crime, literally, maybe not figuratively or whatever, a partner in crime helping you out. So tell me how it is to work with your husband, Oscar, to actually bring forward some of these initiatives.
Absolutely. I mean, I will say it is a dream come true. People always are like, how do you work with your husband? I could never work with my husband. It is the best thing ever. And to be able to do life with your partner and work with your partner, it is truly a blessing. I think something that you will see over time is Oscar and my strengths. While we have very different strengths and very different skill sets, the way that they are able to be married together just allows us to expand our impact, allows us to reach more people, allows us to connect with all of our team members, right? And it's pretty magical when you can see the two of our strengths working together, both in the restaurant and outside of the restaurant. So we're just excited and humbled to be on this journey together in Beckley. This is what we dreamed of, when we were going through the selections process. And, you make your list of like, hey, this would be the dream opportunity, right? And we kind of wrote that list, and Chick-fil-A Beckley Galleria checked off every single box. And everybody told us, you'll never be able to check off every box. You got to compromise and choose maybe two of the three things. But Beckley Galleria checked every single box for us. So this is an opportunity. This is, yes, maybe the end of one goal that we've been working towards, but it's just the beginning of our future, and it's the beginning of what we plan to do and how we hope to make impact. So we're just getting started, and I'm so blessed to have him.
We're so glad that those country roads brought you an Oscar
to
the place you belong, here in West Virginia. But Kelsey, I got to ask you this. Give me your top 2 to 3 goals within your first year as owner-operator of the Beckley Galleria Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's really good. Top 2 to 3 goals. Owner, Chick-fil-A Beckley Galleria. I would say first goal is team, and just making sure that we show extreme care and build trust with the team. Trust is the foundation of everything, and without that trust of our team, any of these goals or plans or visions or missions that we have, they will not be able to be achieved. We can't do it alone. This is not just my restaurant. I have 120 team members supporting me to get this done. So showing care to the team, building trust with the team, really seeking to understand and identify the strengths of my team so that we can leverage those strengths to ensure they're in the right position within the team and the organizational structure to allow us to execute our mission. So team, I would say, is first and foremost the goal. The second goal, I would say, and it's not just because I'm right here with you right now, but just really owning that partnership between us and West Virginia Tech. I think let's try things. Let's try things that work. Let's try things that don't work. Let's learn from it quickly, and then let's revise as we're going so that we can be a strong, a sound partnership, not just for the short term, but for the long term, and something that can live beyond either of our times. That legacy can live far beyond that. So I think creating a strong foundation for that partnership. And then the third goal that I have, I would just say sell a lot of chicken. Make sure that chicken is high quality. Make sure our food is the high quality. We like to say we want our food to be all right, A-L-L right, not just all right, A-L-R-I-G-H-T. And so just the details matter, right? If those 2 pickles aren't perfectly placed on the bun every single time, then that's not a sandwich that we're proud of. So we want to sell a lot of chicken, and we want that product to be all right all of the time. And I think if we can make those 3 goals by the end of this year, then we are doing something right, and we're doing exactly what we're here to do.
Well, I can personally tell you that you're going to sell a lot of chicken. and I say that because, and my mother will tell you, my wife will tell you, I am not a huge chicken fan. I went years without eating chicken at all, and then I would occasionally eat chicken on the bone. But when I got to Georgia and I had some Chick-fil-A, one of the challenges I have to this day with my waistline is because I eat a lot of chicken. So you certainly will sell a lot of chicken. And I think those 3 goals are attainable, and we're here to work with you and for you. But what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take a short break. And I asked our audience to stick with News Talk WWNR as we close out this edition of Our Communiversity Today.
Need a change and ready to transfer? WVU Tech offers the best return on your college investment in West Virginia, and we make it easy to apply and transfer your existing credits. We've got top-ranked, affordable engineering programs, 4-year degrees in science, business, and nursing, plus financial aid and student support services. WVU Tech could be just the place for you. Find out more information at wvutech.edu/admissions today.
At Pendleton Community Bank, they make you feel like family. Whether you're looking for the best checking account, financing for a new home, or the latest in bank technology, they want to be your bank for generations. At Pendleton Community Bank, their team of local community bankers can't wait to make you feel right at home with all the products you need and all the services you deserve. Virtual appointments are now available. Pendleton Community Bank, your bank for generations. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 403498.
With more Communiversity Today, here's Dr. Stewart.
Welcome back to Our Communiversity Today. It was an honor for me to have in studio my guest for today, Kelsey Delgado, who is the new owner-operator of the Beckley Galleria Chick-Fil-A located on Eisenhower Road here in Beckley, West Virginia. I want to thank Kelsey for sharing her time and her talent, but I also talk about treasure. And Kelsey is just that. You can see that she is a ray of light during cloudy days. And I'm just so excited for her and her husband, her fellow partner in crime, Oscar Delgado, who's here in Beckley. And then again, I love it when people say something like, I had a wish list and Southern West Virginia met and or exceeded all of my wishes. And to our audience, I think that's so important because when I think about Our Communiversity, and I think about Our Communiversity Today, and I try to answer the questions like, why not now and why not us? You have to have talented young individuals like Kelsey, like Oscar, that come in and have a foundation that's predicated on hard work, a commitment to success, but most importantly, also focusing on making sure that others do better and be better, making sure that everyone's ship rises with the tide. And so as I think about the words that were shared by Kelsey today, I think about the work that she envisions, and I just think about her preparation. I have no doubt that Kelsey, as the new owner-operator of the Beckley Galleria Chick-Fil-A, will not only be successful, but she will also be transformational. And through transformation, that is what I believe we need here in Southern West by God, Virginia. We don't need a handout. We simply need a hand up. And when we have dedicated servants who are committed to transformation, then we can go through and make the memories that are necessary to allow Southern West Virginia to return to the greatness that it once had. And so, again, thank you for joining me. I ask that you visit wwnrradio.com for additional information about the Beckley Galleria Chick-fil-A's new owner-operator, Kelsey Delgado, and how you and we can help build our community today for a brighter
You've
Southern
been listening
West Virginia.
to Our Communiversity Today, a production of West Virginia University Institute of Technology and Communiversity partner, Southern Communications in Beckley. This program and contact information is available on our website and our mobile app at wwnrradio.com. Join us next week for Our Communiversity Today.